I'm with Jim Pellatt, the Chairman of Folkestone Football Club. So, Jim, Folkestone Invicta have now cleared their CVA. Can you just explain briefly what is a CVA?
A CVA is when 5 years ago the club got into serious financial difficulties and had very substantial debts which it couldn't pay. There are only two options. You either liquidate it or you try and get an agreement with your creditors where you pay them, in our case it was 40p in the pound, over a 5-year period. You do have to make a down payment on that, which there were some very generous contributions for that from Bob Dix, Brian Merriman and Lynn Woods, the past chairman. And then you pay that amount every month over a 5-year period. We've been lucky that supporters have contributed to that. It is a hard ask. It was very, very tough. But we were able to complete it. We said if we had a good turnout at the Hyde game, that we would make the final payment, which was not due actually until February, March. But we said we'd pay it 2 months early, and we have. That means the club is not in any financial arrangement anymore. And in that 5 years, of course, we have paid 100% of all debts that fell due, and so the club can say it's now completely debt-free.
So roughly, how much has it cost Invicta?
In total, £78,000.
And just to give people a perspective, how much roughly a week does it cost to run a club like Folkestone Invicta?
I suppose about £4,000 a week.
So where do you see Invicta going from here? What are the aims?
Well, we've now got a proper lease on the ground, which is very important to us. I do believe the town could ultimately sustain Ryman Premier League football, which is one step up from this. And when we get promotion, we've just finished the playoffs the last 3 years. We got to the final of the playoffs and only lost on penalties last year. So someday it's going to come because we're still in the playoff positions this year. And we have to be ready for that. And the key to it now is to get as much as we can together, improve sponsorship, advertising and everything else so that we can sustain a Ryman Premier League side. We do have to spend probably a 5-figure sum to repair all the walkways around the ground, so we're still hard at fundraising and everything. We're not flush with cash. We haven't suddenly come into millions overnight, but we are debt-free, and that's something. It's been a very hard 5 years getting there, but we have got there. So.
Okay, Jim, thank you very much for talking to us. Thank
All
you.
right.